Test audio 1 2 3. Test audio 1 2 3.
All right, I'd like to call to order the Decennial Committee of the Niles Main District Library of November 20th, 2024 at 6:34.
Okay, trustee Kadir is absent. Did he contact anyone?
He did contact me, yes.
Okay, so with prior notice. Sorry, taking time to write that down. Trustee Derblick is absent. Did she contact you?
She did not.
Trustee Derblick is absent with no notice. Trustee Schoenfeld did give prior notice for being absent.
The 3 community members also gave notice to
Okay,
make it easier for you.
okay, perfect. Treasurer
You
Botello?
did get the
Present.
message I left you, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Secretary Rosansky?
Here.
Vice President Trupko?
Here.
President Keen?
Here.
We do have a quorum, so we can proceed.
Thank you.
Good thing, because we don't have much longer that we can do this meeting.
This is the last one. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, would anyone in the room like to make public comment?
Board's awesome.
Thank you.
Let me write that down. All right, and then I did get a public comment submitted by Elliot Osherman that I will now read into the record.
For this meeting or the next?
I have gotten one for each meeting, so this
Oh,
is the one
okay.
for this meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Good evening, board. This is from Elliot Osherman, unfortunately in absentia, as I had a prior commitment for this evening, but I am sure that your executive director can appropriately deliver a reading of these comments. I will also have some more public comments for delivery at the 7 p.m. meeting. The purpose of the Decennial Committee is to provide a report to the state of Illinois describing what has been done in the past to promote greater efficiency and what changes might be made in the future to generate better results using more effective use of resources. These will be historic documents. Unfortunately, nothing in the pre-printed forms for generating a report require an explanation of prior year's efforts and results. Anyone who has been following the library boards for the last 6 or 7 years has seen tremendous efforts and unfortunately terrible drastic consequences for misguided attempts to impose a hiring freeze, to cut proposed budgets with a machete, and to severely limit both the budget and the resulting tax levy to provide funding for that severely limited budget. I feel it is important, no, let's say required, perhaps even demanded, that we provide a historic review of how the library board proceeded from the election of 21 through a temporary hiring freeze, through the resignation of one trustee and the ongoing fight within the board to agree on the replacement of that trustee, to the point that the Secretary of State was required to appoint a replacement of his choice. The board was consistently deadlocked in a variety of 3-3 votes, resulting in a great migration of talented staff. Eventually, the hiring freeze was lifted after the installation of the 7th trustee, and the board was forced to raise the budget and raise the levy to compensate for that migration and resultant loss of talented and professional individuals. The 2 individuals most responsible for that result, unnamed, but it had been a prior president and a prior treasurer, were acting in a very short-sighted manner, also known as not seeing the forest for the trees. That prior treasurer was not reelected. Unknown as of early afternoon Tuesday of this week whether that prior president would be submitting petitions for reelection. Hopefully this board can illustrate some of this history into the draft report to be sent to the state. Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
And that's the only comment I got.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we have the unfinished business is just to review the document that was drafted using the format given, right?
Mm-hmm. There is no legally required format for this report. There were a couple of sections that I omitted that was in the previous draft report just because we didn't have enough data to fill them. But again, This draft report is a suggestion from an attorney that works for other libraries, not our specific
Correct.
attorney. And so this report would meet the requirements that we would need.
How did you get this draft then? From, if it wasn't one of our attorneys?
Oh, this was posted throughout many different library
Okay.
director blogs and things like that.
Cool. Thank you.
It was shared freely from that law firm, correct,
Mhm.
yeah.
Cool.
The only thing I noticed that I think we need to change is the, OMA certification.
Yes,
Yeah.
that has been completed. There was one section of the report that was marked in red and has now been completed. So all of our trustees have completed OMA training.
I don't know if anyone else has any questions or comments on anything else.
No, it's good to me.
I'd like to thank the staff that compiled all the information.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Thank
Great
you.
work.
Thank you. And I would just like to make a statement for the public record that if you look in the report, we have fulfilled or are on the way to fulfilling all of the recommendations made in the matrix report that was presented to the board, I believe, in February, which is excellent progress for my staff. So I'd like to also thank my staff for all of their hard work. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Do we have to vote to approve this?
I think we vote during the regular
During
meeting
the
on this.
regular meeting,
So
yeah.
unless there's any,
I'm looking at this, I don't need to sign this.
This
It
is
doesn't
not-
say secretary. So
No.
I'm happy.
Okay.
Another thing I don't have to deal with. Okay.
and I don't believe there's any new business, correct?
No.
And does anyone have any other?
Nope.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the Decennial Committee meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
6:41.